I love these viral internet things, you know, stuff that just fly around the internet. That was a good one. Michael Jackson wasn't dead. And then a couple of days later, Michael Jackson had been dead for ages. The moon landings were not real moon landings. Cute images of cats doing funny things. I like them. What was that one about chemtrails, about aircraft that fly and the trails that they leave behind are actually the government trying to poison us? Wacky, really wacky. There was a dog at one point who could speak. Do you remember that? A dog who could speak. A bear went into somebody's home and played the piano. That was cute. That really was cute. Do you remember the Paddington Bear film? Paddington Bear looked a little bit sinister. So lots of people put Paddington Bear in sinister looking film posters like Paddington Bear in The Exorcist. One of the things that went around the internet recently was something about a teacher correcting Donald Trump's spelling and grammar. Let me just add a caveat before I go any further. I'm not saying that Donald Trump is dyslexic. If I said that, he'd probably have me assassinated. If I said that, he'd probably sue me. It's a sign of weakness. So I'm not saying Donald Trump's dyslexic, but I am saying that there's an awful lot of evidence to suggest that Donald Trump might be dyslexic. Donald Trump certainly doesn't appear to be a good reader, and he doesn't appear to be a good writer. He doesn't appear to be very fluent phonologically when he reads. He appears to be a slow reader. He appears unwilling to read. By the way, evidence, if you look on the internet, it's not just people saying, look, Donald Trump might be dyslexic. It's people saying, aha, Donald Trump's dyslexic. Let's laugh at him. Donald Trump can't read. Donald Trump can't write. Let's have a laugh.
Tom Wolfe is excellent.
Did you read Vanity of the Bonfires?
I did not.
What's the best book you've read beside Art of the Deal?
I really like Tom Wolfe's last book, and I think he's a great author.
Bonfire of the Vanities.
Yes.
Want me to read it? It's long.
It is long.
It's very long.
It is long.
I don't have my glasses. I mean, I am.
Objection! How can you expect someone who isn't a fancy-pants lawyer to read words? Now, the signs that Trump can't read have been in front of us all along. In some cases, the signs have literally been right there in front of us.
Okay, so he's like, he doesn't really know how to read.
There's one very specific thing Donald Trump loves doing, and that's showing off pieces of paper. He's done it multiple times with letters from world leaders, supposedly secret deals with other countries, and just last week he did it again when he held up newspaper headlines showing off his acquittal at two separate events. I think I know what's going on here. Trump's desperate to prove to us that he knows how to read, except no one's buying it. I mean, when your dog carries the paper into the house, no one thinks, wow, he must be really up to date on current events.
Now, by the way, I should just point out, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. If you are, fine. Doesn't make any difference to me. But I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I'm not saying this because I want to defend him as a person. Actually, I think he's done some terrible things. But when I attack him for the terrible things he's done, for mocking the disabled reporter, for the horrendous sexism, for the potential and the possibility of what appears to be sexually abusive behavior. This is what I attack him for. I don't attack him because he can't spell. He wrote a letter to this woman, and this woman was a retired English teacher, and so she corrected his spelling and grammar, sent it around the internet, and everyone laughed. She wrote a letter saying, oh my God, OMG, there's so much wrong with this. This letter then went around the internet. Red ink everywhere. You spelt that wrong, you spelt that wrong, you spelt that wrong. Look, capitalizations where there shouldn't be capitalizations. This is a classic sign of dyslexia, by the way. She even talked at one point, what the hell was it? She talked about a hanging modifier. I mean, my God, I'm a qualified English teacher and I wouldn't talk about a hanging modifier. Why? Because I'm not an idiot. To be honest with you. There is this entire industry attacking Donald Trump. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But once it spills over from attacking his sexism, from attacking his potential racism, from attacking all of this, once it spills over from that to attacking his grammar, attacking his spelling, attacking what could be, let's be honest, his dyslexia, then we have to stop and we have to say, hang on, no. This isn't right. Do you remember the MP in Britain? His name was Peter Kyle. Peter Kyle had to stand up in the House of Commons and defend himself on grounds of his spelling. He's dyslexic, and he used to get a lot of trolls on the internet going, you spelt that wrong, your grammar was wrong. And everybody in England, when Peter Kyle stood up and defended himself in the House of Commons, we sat back and went, actually, yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? You know, attacking a man just because of his spelling and grammar, because he's dyslexic. Why do we do that? Peter Kyle stood up in the House of Commons and said, enough. And the rest of us went, yeah, actually, enough. We shouldn't be doing that. And yet this is precisely what we're doing with Donald Trump. Let's not be hypocrites about this. We can dislike Donald Trump if we want. But don't let that spill over into taking the mickey out of somebody's possible dyslexia. As soon as we do that, we're the bad guys.